was being sarcastic, which is another big word you'll learn in school.
What's the word on the street?
Chaplain. This is Wretched Radio. Words, well, they used to have meanings. Not so much these days. Jimmy, if you would be so kind, I know you happen to not only have memorized the Bible, but the entire dictionary.
Yes.
What is the American definition of the word chaplain?
Okay, an ecclesiastic.
Wait. Big word.
Okay.
Church.
Yes.
A Christian term.
Right.
A Latin word. Continue.
An ecclesiastic attached to the chapel of a royal court, college, or military unit.
Do the Brits have any insight into this word chaplain?
They do.
Mm-hmm.
A Christian clergyman attached to a private chapel of a prominent person or institution or ministering to a military body.
Well, that's the weirdest thing, because I'm reading the headline that says Harvard chaplains, there's our word, elect atheist as their new president. Huh. Well, that's the kookiest thing. I thought in order to be a chaplain, you had to be connected to the church somehow and not a hater of the church. But not at Harvard. Okay, Jimmy, would you be kind enough? The Harvard sign, if you put Harvard Gate, Veritas, I think you're going to find the slogan, as it's a small gate entering into Harvard, and it talks about the importance of learning truth and knowing truth. That's what it was founded on, knowing what is true. Why? Because it was actually started as a Christian institution for the training of pastors. That's what it was, but they decided, who needs that original charter? We'll just change it. And today, the chaplaincy program actually has an atheist leading it. You've come a long way, baby. Margit Hammerstorn, the Christian Science chaplain. Okay. Hoofta. Christian Science ain't Christian. I don't know why they felt the need to lift that word, but it ain't Christian. Nevertheless, she told the publication that while the name of the fellow who was now the atheist chaplain, Greg Epstein, his election to such a role may have been problematic at a more conservative institution, but the decision was unanimous at Harvard. It makes sense here. I really wish that Ivy League schools didn't still have the power that they have in this country. It's not one that you see on TV typically, but it is such a network of well-heeled folks in prominent positions that get their children into these institutions, who then take up corporate mantles and they lead institutions and they lead businesses and Fortune 500 companies. They're very impactful, and there's nothing resembling truth that is being taught much at Harvard. This fellow has served as a humanist chaplain at Harvard since 2005. So they threw out the meaning of the word chaplain, just like they did their charter in 2005. In 2017, some 32% of incoming freshmen identified as either atheist or agnostic. That's higher than even average out there. By 2019, the share of incoming freshmen who identified as either atheist or agnostic increased to 37.9%. Might I do a quick shout out for something you cannot get right now? Agnosticism is a growing worldview on university campuses. Please be ready. September 1st, we are going to endeavor to distribute 1 million copies of a booklet that I hold in my never-before nicotine-stained fingers called Solving the God Puzzle. Can we know with certainty God exists? Hey, is your church near Harvard? You could order these, no cost, and that includes shipping, by the way. We will send them to you so you can distribute them, whether it's to Harvard or any university, any tech school, any high school. You can stand on the sidewalks. That's free. Still, I mean, not like you don't have to pay anything for it because you're right. It's a public sidewalk. And as long as you're not obstructing traffic, you can distribute literature there. We'll be giving it to you. Be looking for that September 1st. Can't wait to see the results of that. Jimmy, did you find the sign?
I did.
Dealy Bob? Yeah.
Yep.
What do you got?
So the original motto, which is depicted here on the sign, is truth, veritas, for Christ, Christo, and the church, Ecclesiastes. Yeah. Yep. Hey, and it was adopted in 1692.
Yeah, of course it was. Back when it was founded by, Christians who thought truth actually had a source. The new atheist chaplain. You know what? I take it back. The word chaplain shouldn't have been the word of the day. Oxymoron should have been the word of the day.
I agree.
Quote from the atheistic chaplain, "We don't look to God for answers. We are each other's answers." Oh, I see. Which really, I'm not sure what worldview he comes from or what philosophy he adheres to. It doesn't sound entirely like postmodernism, and it certainly doesn't sound like romanticism, where you have the answer inside of yourself, and feelings are what drive your decisions and your lifestyle, whatever makes you feel good. It was a response to empiricism where everything was science-based, everything was critical. Let's have some more feelings and emotions. It became romanticism, which has become postmodernism, which has become Harvard. We don't look to God for answers. Can you make a more blasphemous statement, sir? We are each other's answers. Oh, good. So I'm a 20-year-old Harvard student, and I'm confused about an issue. I know. I'll go find another 20-year-old confused Harvard student. A study from the Pew Research Center, published in late 2019, showed that only 65% of Americans identify as Christian. That's a 12% decline over a decade. Jimmy, did I mention that I was just in Minnesota?
No.
Yeah, I was just in Minnesota.
And did you bring any popcorn back?
I didn't bring any. I'll be in the repentance corner for that oversight. Was flipping through the news thing, and guess who appeared on our hotel cable channel? Bill Maher. Now, I, for some reason, have been seeing some edited Bill Maher lately. People will send it to idea@wretched.org. They're clips of him actually using, what is the name of that? Common sense. He's using some common sense. And he's talking like, well, wow, you're not like radical. And he did that so we decided, so I started watching it. And it was a mixture of infuriating and amazing because of his insights. Sometimes were actually pretty good, and then other times, oh, yikes. There's a bit of a mixed bag on Bill Maher these days. But he was asking Ralph Reed the question, what's up? Why is Christianity crumbling? Why is it shrinking in this country? And his observation, for whatever that is worth, is an observation that we've tried to gently make before, and that is the world's perception of Jesus Christ sees a man or a woman, probably white, with a shirt on that says Republican. And that was Bill Maher's premise. He said, I think it's happening because you've just been so involved in politics. And Ralph Reed, bless his heart, was trying to explain you don't hear politics preached in church as much. So I don't think that's the reason. That wasn't what Maher was after. He saw that churches, Christians, were getting besmirched with affiliations with a political foe. And that our identification is less about Jesus Christ and more about the politician or the politics. Now, as Christians, we are going to vote for the most righteous candidate possible. And increasingly, that's getting a little difficult. I just received a text from a buddy in Canada who apparently is confronted with whether to vote for one atheist or the other. They're both pro-choice. What do you do? I understand some Christians are going to say, can't do anything, I'm not going to vote. I get that. There are other Christians. This is the camp I sit in. It's like, well, you might as well pick the one that's the least evil. I didn't say most righteous, least evil. One of them's going to win. Why not have some sort of input into that decision to minimize human non-flourishing? Why not be involved. So that increasingly it's becoming very, very difficult to find a righteous person to vote for. But that is what we are confronted with. And these days, we are confronted with a world that is increasingly post-Christian, that can't even understand that the word chaplain has Christian roots buried in the word, so that we now have an atheist chaplain at Harvard. Another fruit that we couldn't be further away from our root, known as God himself, than we currently are. And these are tricky times when it comes to universities where you send your kids. These are tricky times when it comes to voting. Maybe, just maybe, the best thing we can do is respond with, what's that word? Veritas. This is Wretched Radio. Thank you for calling technical support. This is Todd Friel, the wretch the song refers to. Could I possibly put you on hold for a moment?
Todd, we have talked about this. You cannot answer the phone this way.
Righto. Thank you for calling technical support. This is Todd Friel, the wretch the song refers to.